Imagine you are walking through the bustling street of Kuala Lumpur, where food stalls sizzling, laughter echoing from the sidewalk, the hum of city all around you. Then suddenly, silent. The roads are empty, shops are closed, faces hidden behind masks. Fears linger in the air. This wasn't a movie scene. This was a Malaysia in 2020, the year COVID-19 changed everything. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nurul Hijanah, Binti Husin, and together with my friends Nurul, Izzah, Binti, Tarmizi, we will presenting about the graph related to COVID-19 in Malaysia. We chose this topic because COVID-19 didn't just affect people's health, but it impacted every part of our life. It changed the way we live, work, and interact with one another. Personally, just 1 month before the pandemic hit, my auntie opened a small breakfast stall. She was so excited and full of hope. But then the lockdown came. She had to close. It was a tough time for her and her family, highlighting how deeply COVID-19 did affect not only health, but also daily life and people's effort to create a better future. Thus, by looking at both vaccinations and death trends side by side, we can see how vaccine play a key role in reducing COVID-19 fatalities and bring hope back to the communities. Now, you had heard a real glimpse of how COVID-19 touched life. Let's take a step to understand the bigger picture of COVID-19. COVID-19, or known as a coronavirus disease, 2019 is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. It was first identified in December 2019 in Wuhan, China, and has since spread globally. Malaysia's first COVID-19 were reported on 25 January 2020, involving 3 Chinese nationals who had contact with infected persons in Singapore. In February 2021, Malaysia launched its national COVID-19 immunization program. These studies showed a clear trend where people who were not vaccinated had higher high risk of death from COVID-19 compared to those who were fully vaccinated. These presentations will highlight 2 charts showing the trends of daily COVID-19 vaccinations and daily confirmed death per million people in Malaysia from 2020 until 2025. The first chart was taken from our work in data based on World Health Organization (WHO). It shows the number of daily COVID-19 vaccine doses administered per million people in Malaysia from March 2021 until March 2024. Before I begin explaining the chart, the x-axis represents the timeline from March 2021 until March 2024, showing when people in Malaysia received COVID-19 vaccination, while the y-axis shows the number of vaccine doses administered per million in people. As you can see in this chart, the vaccine administrations dramatically increased from May to July 2021 and reached at peak about 16,000 doses per million people by August 2021. This peak was followed by decrease and fluctuations until May 2022. There was a slightly increase in early 2023, followed by a period of stability as the trend bottomed out and remained stable until March 2024. This pattern reflects Malaysia's strong early push in vaccination, followed by a steady phase of maintenance. Now, I will invite my friends to continue with the next part of presentation.
Alright. Okay. Thank you, Hijanah, for the explanation regarding COVID-19 vaccination rollout. So now I will be presenting about the second chart, which is regarding the COVID-19 death trend in Malaysia. So this chart is titled as Daily New Confirmed COVID-19 Death per Million People, where it covers the period from March 2020 until March 2025. And it is sourced from Our World in Data based on WHO, which is a widely recognized platform for global pandemic statistics. So before we look at the trend, let me briefly explain about the chart. Here on the x-axis, we actually have the timeline begin from March 2020 on the left side and then extending until March 2025 on the right side. And here on the y-axis, we see the daily number of confirmed COVID-19 deaths per million people in Malaysia, which ranging from 0 people to around 12 people. So now, let me break down the trend one by one. So first, from the early 2021, you can actually see the death rate started to increase steadily, and then by mid-2021 here, it reached a sharp peak, which is around 12 deaths per million people in Malaysia. And this is actually the highest point, which marked as the most critical phase of the pandemic in Malaysia. And then in the early 2022, there was another rise of peak, but it is less severe compared to the previous one that happened during the mid-2021 period. And after mid-2022 onward, there is a clear and steady decline, and by 2023, as you can see here, the rate had stabilized close to zero, and it continued until 2025. So overall, this graph, there will a dramatic rise, and then it followed by a moderate surge and a stable downward trend, so which reflect Malaysia's success in controlling the pandemic COVID-19. Alright, now we already come to the conclusion part. So from these two data that presented earlier, we can actually draw an important conclusion. So if we compare between these two charts side by side, we can actually see the significant decrease in the death rate after the vaccination period, which suggests a strong correlation between mass immunization and reduce in mortality rate, or in simple terms, as more people got vaccinated, fewer people die. So this emphasizes how mass vaccination actually play a key role in saving life and controlling the pandemic in Malaysia. So I think that's all from both of us. Thank you very much. And this is our references.